On the 10th of September, with a slight delay, the first round of the World Cup took off in packed Ugra Chess Academy in Khanty-Mansiysk, which is a town in Russia. 128 players are playing in round 1, and in this video I want to share with you a game played by Russian chess grandmaster Dmitry Jakovenko against Peruvian chess grandmaster Jose Eduardo Martinez Alcantara. Jakovenko was playing with the white pieces and he opened up with e4, to which Martinez Alcantara responded with Sicilian defense c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, and a6. Black goes for Najdorf variation. Here we have f3, e5, knight b3, bishop e6, bishop e3, and h5. Black is preventing any possible advancement on the king side, queen d2. Meanwhile, white is preparing castling queen side. We have this hyper-aggressive English attack, knight d7, knight d5, bishop takes d5, e takes d5, and queen c7. In here, the most popular move is g6, after which white is playing bishop e2, and then can choose between castling queen side or king side. Usually after bishop e2 white is castling king side. This is the main move, but in our game we have queen c7 and Jakovenko castled queen side, with which he is revealing his aggressive intentions. With this move he shows that he's ready for a fight, and this is what you should do when you are playing with white pieces at World Cup. Knight b6, queen a5. Right now the knight on b6 is under attack, but black first played rook c8, created a mating threat, and only after white neutralized that threat moved back his knight on d7 and offered the exchange of queens. But white played king b1, g6, and queen b4. White is moving away his queen, thus avoiding the exchange of queens. Bishop h6. In here we have the exchange of dark squared bishops on h6 and f4. Well, black moved his kingside rook and now he should castle by hand. And meanwhile, while black king is stuck in the center of the board, white wants to open up the position. Knight g4 was played, f takes e5, knight takes e5, queen f4, rook h8, the rook was hanging, bishop e2, king f8. Black is looking for a safe shelter for his king. Meanwhile, white is centralizing his pieces. Knight d4. Right now the threat is knight e6 check, using the fact that the pawn on f7 is pinned. That's why black moved his king once again, after which we have h4. White is first fixing the pawn on h5 and then we'll go for g4. Rook e8, and there it goes, g4 is on the board. White wants to destroy black's king side. H takes g4, which is a mistake, after which black is starting to face serious problems. Well, instead of playing h takes g4, it was better to capture on g4 with the knight. If bishop takes g4, then h takes g4, and if h5, then knight e5, and black is managing to defend successfully. But in our game we have h takes g4. Now comes h5, g takes h5, and knight e6. A very beautiful move. After going for 2 pawn sacrifices, this time white is sacrificing his knight. But I have to tell you that instead of playing knight e6, queen g5 check is also playable. Moreover, this move is Ng's first choice. If king f8, then knight e6 check. This is better according to Stockfish, but knight e6 is also strong. This looks more beautiful, right? Right now the queen on c7 is hanging, and also at some point white can successfully exploit the weaknesses of the dark squares. Queen b6. Well, if a move like f takes e6, then once white is announcing a check from g5, black is losing quickly. If knight f7, then white can go for an exchange sacrifice, and checkmate is just a matter of moves. That's why after knight e6, black played queen b6, and only now we have queen g5 check. Knight g6, bishop takes g4. Another brilliant sacrifice, right? This time we have a bishop sacrifice and knight de5. Well, if black accepts the bishop sacrifice, then this time rook h8 check is coming and black king can quickly get checkmated. That's why after bishop takes g4 we have knight e5. These black knights are very tricky and are still managing to defend their own king. Queen f6. Meanwhile, white wants to exploit the weaknesses of the dark squares by creating a mating threat, and only in here black accepted the piece sacrifice f takes e6. bishop takes e6 check, rook takes e6, d takes e6, queen c6, and rook e1, which is a mistake. So far so good, but in here Jakovenko is losing the right path and is playing rook e1, which is allowing black to fight back. Instead it was better to play e7, and now if queen e4 check, then king a1, if knight g4, then queen g5. Let's take a look at one of the possible lines, how white can finish up his opponent. And then after the exchange of queens, white is going for a pawn promotion and white can quickly win the game. But in our game after queen c6 we have rook e1. And the problem with this rook e1 move is that in here by going for queen f3, black could prolong his resistance and could nearly equalize the game. If queen g5, then queen g4. Of course, the exchange of queens favors only black. If queen d8 check, then king h7, and if e7, then black can first announce a check from f5 and then can neutralize the threat. If queen takes d6, then rook e8, and black is holding no problem at all. These knights are really very strong and are managing to repel white's attack. But in our game after rook e1 we have king h7, which is allowing white to win very quickly. Here we have e7, d5, queen f5. Now we have a double attack. Black protected his knight but lost the pawn on h5. Queen takes h5 check, king g7, after which Jakovenko made a very beautiful move and captured on h8, after which black resigned. Let's capture and hear the munching sound. There it goes, queen takes h8, after which it turns out that the pawn on e7 is unstoppable. Now if you capture on h8 with a knight, then instead of going for a queen promotion, white can even go for a knight promotion. This is more beautiful and more effective and is winning very quickly. Truly beautiful under promotion, right? That's why, understanding that the game is over after queen takes h8, we have a resignation. A very impressive attack by Jakovenko. Sacrifices were all over the board. Though on move 32, Jakovenko made an inaccurate move, played rook e1, but black missed his chance to defend accurately and quickly lost. But all in all, let me say that the attack was impressive. In the end, let's also solve a chess puzzle where the task is to find the winning move for white. It's white to move and I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.